Hello folks, so this morning we've come along to a very good language school in London because we want to have a look at what it's like to be a student in one of these schools. Come and let's find out. Hi Lee.
Hi Ben.
So, our viewers are learning English on the internet. What would be an advantage of coming to a language school for a time to learn some English?
I think the key difference is that when you're at a language school, then you are part of a whole experience. If you're learning online, it's great, but it's for an hour or two and that's it. Whereas if you come to the school, then you have complete immersion in a whole day of English, if you like. Mm-hmm. If you're staying with a host family, you have an English experience before you come to school. All day you're speaking English, and then if you take part in our social program activities in the evening, then you're carrying on. So it's a constantly learning and taking in and processing of new information.
Sure. So if someone was studying here and staying with the host family, then they might share meals with the family.
Yeah.
And I guess there are students coming from many different countries.
Exactly. And of course, then you get this interaction with loads and loads of different students from all over the world. So, which is again really challenges you in different ways when you're learning English, I think.
And do students come here for a couple of weeks?
Some do. Some students come for a couple of weeks. Some students come for a year. It depends on what that student is looking for, what they need, what their plans are. So it can be either or.
And I guess it's very exciting being here in London. We've got a lot of English culture around us.
Of course. I mean, the history, the art, the literature, the theatre scene here is just really kind of advantageous to learning English. You know, it's just an amazing city. So to come and study here is really, really good thing, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the student can learn more the more they put themselves into an English environment.
Exactly.
More they speak.
If you immerse yourself in something completely, then you're going to get more out of it, I think.
Cool. Well, is it possible to go and have a look at a class this morning?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Dan is waiting for you upstairs.
Great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Let's go upstairs. So let's go and have a quick look now at a general English class and what that looks like in a language school. Okay, come and have a look.
Or you can eat too much food, and obviously it's a bad thing, so...
Hi there, Dan.
Hi.
Hi, we've just come to have a look at your general English class today.
Hello.
What exactly are you going to be doing in class today?
Today we're looking at the difference between literal and non-literal meanings of 9 elements of vocabulary. I was just asking Nia what he thought about the difference between enough food and too much food. So, sorry.
So I think it depends.
Okay. In this meaning, do you think that if there is lots of, is it good or bad?
Yeah, it's good.
Good? Would you agree, guys? Good?
I think it's bad.
Okay, hands up if you think it's good. Nia, you stand alone, my friend, I'm sorry. Hands up if you think it's bad, maybe. In fact, that's what I looked like last night at about 10:30. But, what other words? Fly, that's what I'm looking for, fly. Read the sentences. With your partner, I want you to decide 2 things. Number 1, which sentence is the literal meaning? Which sentence is the non-literal meaning? Number 2, what do you think the non-literal meaning means in other language? My gut says A. Okay, good. So, whilst this is a word and you can use it, it doesn't mean what you think it means here. Okay, in this case you mean hard, not hardly.
Question is also a verb.
Of course. Good guess, well done.
So that was a great lesson from Dan. They're really engaging teaching and the students were obviously enjoying it. We're going to go down to the lunch hall now and grab a bit of lunch, and then we've got a couple of students who will be talking to you. They're from different parts of the world. So I'm hungry, let's go and eat. That was a delicious lunch, and we enjoyed having a look at Dan's class. Now, we've got 3 students at the London School of English here, and firstly, folks, could you tell me what course you're doing and how long you have learned English for? So, just starting with Takumi.
I'm taking Cambridge English Examination Preparation course. It's called FC. So this course has started this is 3 weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
And I have another 5 weeks.
And before, when you were in Japan,
Yeah.
how long did you learn? Like 1 year, 2 year learning English?
Almost
Or
no, nothing.
nothing at
Yeah.
all? Okay, wow.
Yes.
Very interesting. Okay, thanks. And Veronica?
I've done the general course for 1 month, and then I've started 3 weeks ago the CAE course, which is the Cambridge Advanced Exam, and that
And
lasts
why did you choose this course?
the CAE because I needed to get into university, and I've also heard that this academy prepares very well students to pass the exams. And I've
So
been
you're hoping to study at university in England?
no, not in England, in Switzerland,
Okay.
and they are asking for a B in CAE. And yeah, they've told me that this academy really will help you to pass the exam and successfully.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
And Frances, tell me, how long have you been learning English, and why did you decide to come and study in London?
I studied English in the secondary school and some months in the university. And I decided to come here because I want to improve my English a lot, but only for pleasure. And for me, it's the best place to learn English is in London.
Sure.
So I come here and I'm learning English here in the school.
Cool. Veronica, had you been studying in Spain how to speak English?
I've studied English in Spain, but with au pairs. At school as well, but the level in my school was pretty low. So yeah, the au pairs have helped me to get this fluency in English.
And how do you find the teachers different in London in a language school compared to in a school in where you're from?
Well, I think that teachers here have more experience, and they do really know which mistakes do students make. And whereas the teachers in Spain, they are obviously experienced as well, but not as much as a language teacher would be.
So they're more specific.
They're more specific. They know the mistakes that people from different countries used to make, and yeah, I think that's the main reason, I think.
So, Takumi,
Yeah.
Do you feel you are improving your English in a good way?
Yeah, just getting better.
Yeah.
Here. But of course, I need to more improve English. But I feel day by day getting my English is better. Yeah.
Cool. And so for all of you, it's been stimulating. It's been an interesting time being here. You're obviously making really good friends here.
Yeah.
Is it something you'd recommend to people?
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. You should.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already
should go.
spread it all over. Yeah.
You should
If-
come here because it's a life experience. You know, you have to do it once at least in your life. So I enjoy a lot. I improve my English a lot. I make a lot of friends from different parts of the world. So this is amazing. Yeah, I enjoy a lot.
So guys, I've lived in London for 6 years and feel I know it well. But for you coming to London, is it a good place to come to? Is it easy for you to speak to people and practice English being here in London?
Yes, I met some very friendly people in the pubs or wherever you were. And yes, it's very easy. For me, as I said, it's a life experience to be here. So yeah, and London is, for me, it's the capital of the world. Yeah, it's not United States, it's not Washington, it's London.
London.
Very cosmopolite. And yeah, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
are there enough things for you to do? Like at
Definitely.
the weekend, for example, are there
Yeah.
opportunities to
You
do
won't
things?
run out of chances or different activities to do. You can one weekend go and see a theater play, a musical, and then visit different areas from the city, because it is a very versatile city. You can go to the north of London and it's completely different from the south of London. So you
I
won't
feel
ever.
like I'm in a different country in
Yeah.
some parts.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's like a country. So you won't ever get bored of living here.
Great. So the best way for you guys to learn English, is it from reading? Is it from listening? Is it a mixture? What's the best way?
I think it's a mixture, because you learn the grammar basics in class, and then afterwards you can socialize by lunch, and then afterwards with the social program, you're able to talk to everyone and get to know everybody and talk about your country, their country. You learn different cultures. You get to
Is it
socialize.
difficult for you to speak in English to someone from Spain?
Well, if
We did it since the first day that we met each other, so it's
That's
easy.
cool.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah. If you met someone and you start speaking English,
Yeah.
it's easy to ongoing with that.
And if
So-
both of us want to speak English, then it's okay.
Exactly.
Because I know other Spanish students here that they feel that they want to speak Spanish with me, for example.
Don't
But
do that.
Don't do that, because we are all here to improve our English, and we are interested in learning English, not in speaking our native language.
And here you have the possibility to speak 24 hours.
Yeah,
So
that's right. It's the best
after
way.
school you can go
No
to the
sleep.
pub. Exactly. So
So we are trying to speak English even in the same countries
Yeah.
before. Yeah,
That's cool.
that's important.
Well, thank you so much for coming and speaking
you.
today. It's been
Yeah.
really useful, and I hope there's been something for you to learn back home. Thank you, guys.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.